Hey, gamers of the world, good evening, and welcome to 4-Digit World Cup 2020 quarterfinals weekend. It is still sort of day one, kind of day two, depending on where you live, action in this round of the tournament. We have for you the first of a couple of late evening matches tonight. Starting off here with Singapore versus Argentina. This is a losers bracket round 3 matchup. The winner is safe for another week. They get to go on to the next round. The loser is eliminated from the tournament. They go home for a year. So there's a little bit on the line here because one of these teams is getting eliminated in this matchup. One of them, however, will get to play at least one more match. A brand new pool and a brand new week on a brand new day against a brand new opponent. We are chilling here because the tournament client doesn't like this warm-up. We're gonna kind of hang out while that's getting played. Because it's pretty short anyway, so we'll click in when we get the once we get the client working. For now, we're gonna hang out to some Camellia jams and talk about these teams. Team Singapore, your number 9 seed coming out of qualifiers. Saw them earlier today, taking on Team Italy, emerging victorious by a 6-2 margin, looking very strong. Their team again, Kitty, Dawnwing, X-Imperia, Lowslight, Megumic, Moose Pie, Artisan, and RT0. A very strong roster that's really good at some gimmicky stuff, but really pretty well rounded overall. The other team in this matchup is, of course, the number 22 seed, Argentina, victorious over Czech Republic, the only upset in losers bracket round 2 thus far. There is still one match remaining to be played in that round, so I can't say it's the only upset. It's the only one so far. We'll see in Taiwan versus Japan tomorrow. Taiwan, the higher seed, so Japan would have the chance to be the second upset of the round. Of course, the winner of that one gets the delightful opponent of the United Kingdom in losers bracket round 3. But Argentina at least has gotten this far. Again, that was a Friday afternoon match, so I guess today is kind of day 2 against the Czech Republic, which they won 6-1, a very one-sided type of affair. I'm not getting to see a lot of them. They played some late night matches, some weird Friday matches and stuff. Argentina consists of Penguo, Amamiya, Kata, Julian Kala, Naika, Pain, Remy, and Stream Key. And for their warm-up, we'll actually get to see it because the client works. So once this song finishes, we will switch on over to the tournament client and watch a little bit of warm-up Osu being played. Because who doesn't love watching warm-up Osu being played? It is all of our favorite. What's this map? Ah, yes. Ah, yes, this map. Okay. And into the client we go. Everybody's favorite. I forgot to change quality settings. I was going to change quality settings for tonight's stream. Rip in pieces. Unfortunate. I can increase the bitrate a little bit, but I'm not really so concerned about that as the some other stuff. So, oh well. We'll try to remember that for the USA match later on. It does appear that Singapore won the first warm-up, so good for them. Good job. So, Argentina, in their first match, they banned Nomad 2, they banned Hard Rock 1, Happy Summer, Vacation, and Grenade. Singapore Well, they banned, guess what? No Mod 2 and Hard Rock 1. I don't know if they were trolling with that. I don't know if that was intentional. That might have been intentional, because that'd be pretty funny. Both teams, just as Singapore's like, oh, we're the second match, we'll just ban the same things that they banned. That'd be pretty sick. That'd be like, actually kind of deep. That'd be the strats. And meanwhile, everyone else out here is just watching VTubers, because apparently that's the thing that the Zoomers do these days. My hot take on the matter is that VTubers should not exist. Please stop talking about them on my fucking Twitter timeline. Thank you. There are more important things in life than VTubers. Like real three-dimensional women. I know, it's crazy. It's really insane to think about the fact that there are real people out there that share the same gender as these cartoon girls, but who are real. Ooh. Holy crap, guys, three-dimensional women. Unbelievable. Anyway, my dumb soapbox aside, this is Samosu being played right now. Yes, sirree. This should be. This is like a DT map. This should be a DT map. I'm gonna go a little faster. But in a little more serious note, I think Singapore looked pretty good. I think Singapore had a stronger opponent as well. Excuse me. You know, Singapore faced off against Italy, which I think people expected to be a team that could do decently in this tournament. Underperformed a little bit, perhaps. We're missing one of the members they wanted to have on their team because he doesn't have an Italy flag. But, you know, Italy came out firing against Singapore. They came out with a 2-0 lead. They won a map, and they got a break point. And then Singapore just turned on a switch, man, and they won 6 maps in a row. I mean, that was, like, just an impressive showing. Singapore won, you know, on Hibiscus. They won on Darkish. They won on Gokuraku Johto. Like, they played all kinds of different maps. They played some aim, they played some alt, they played some tech, they played some precision aim, they played some speed. So, you know, Singapore coming out looking like a very, very strong, very well-rounded roster based on that match earlier on today. On the other side, Argentina had, I would say, the by far weaker opponent on paper. Czech Republic somehow defeated Canada in the first round and then lost 6-0 to the United States, 6-1 to Argentina. Not on paper nearly as strong as Argentina, as Singapore, as really any of these teams that are remaining still. Czech Republic did win on Hidden 2 on Boozehound, but lost on Gokuraku Johto. Actually, that's a comparison here. 3.3 million points. That was a really good score from Argentina on that map. That was a better score by about 700,000 points compared to Singapore. Or, yeah, 600,000 points, excuse me. So, pretty good stuff there. They have a lot of maps in common, so it's kind of interesting to see. You know, Singapore came out and triple FC Darkish for 3.5 million points. Well, Argentina came out and triple FC Darkish for 3.9 million points. Let's see, what else did they have in common? I think that might have been it. I don't think Singapore played... Yeah, I don't think they played anything else, but the 2 maps that they had in common, Argentina did win pretty handily. My god, this warm-up's long. But I do think Singapore is a little more well-rounded than Argentina on the whole. But Argentina does have some strengths in their favor, and we'll see what ends up happening with those particular maps in this match. You know, if Singapore leaves, if these teams leave up the maps that they had in common, and they end up getting played, it'll be a very interesting thing, I think, for sure. Oh, moving on to past the warm-ups, we do have Singapore winning the roll. They have their choice: first ban, second pick. Second ban, first pick. They do go with first ban, second pick. So we'll get to see the first ban from Singapore coming up right now, as we saw. Ban the same things in their previous matches. And it is going to be a No-Mod 4 ban. That's a good adaptation, I think, from Singapore. They saw the score that Argentina set on Gokuraku Johto earlier today and said that we can't probably beat that. So they're going to go ahead and take that off the field. Argentina, for their part, do go ahead and ban No-Mod 2 once again. So they're going to keep that same ban intact. Now, Singapore's second ban is interesting. I think you go Darkish here as the ban. Based on your compared scores, I think you don't want to leave that one in play. But there are 3 DTs that were played in the match between Argentina and Czech Republic. Argentina won all 3 of them: Sanagi, Darkish, and Gate of Steiner. So Singapore may want to ban whatever of those they're the worst at. We'll find out. Argentina has done very well in this tournament so far on DT picks, so that might be something that Singapore decides to get rid of via the bans. We're going to find out here shortly. Singapore taking a little more time to decide on their second ban than they did on their first. I think for good reason. I think it was a little easier to choose, you know, hey, we want to get this No-Mod 4 out of here. If that's how well they're going to do on it, let's get that one off the table. No worries of it coming into play here. Running through the timer on this, and it's going to be double time number 4. Now that's interesting because so DT4 is beginnings, and Argentina did not play beginnings in their match, nor did either of these teams pick or ban it in their match. So not really sure what to make of that. You know, against a DT team, banning the one DT that neither of you have played is very strange to me. And then Argentina with their last ban are going to go with Asian Distractive. That is Hard Rock number 3. That's the CS 5.85 kind of slightly awkward 1/6 burst Hard Rock pick. Again, I think a very solid adaptation to ban that pick out. It was the map that closed out the affair between Singapore and Argentina. They got 2.4 million, which not an outrageous score, but probably better than what Argentina felt that they can do. You know, that is the type of map that a lot of teams aren't super strong on, and Argentina may be the same way, where they just want to take that kind of slightly more gimmicky skill set out of the picture. And it is going to be the immediate DT2 first pick for Argentina. I think anybody could have seen that one coming. This is Darkish, Light Insane difficulty, 247 BPM, burst stream map. Let's call it that. I think that's a fair assessment to make. This was one that both of these teams triple FC'd earlier on, but Argentina had much better accuracy on their plays than did Singapore. Singapore with a 94% FC and 92% FC. Meanwhile, Argentina, when they played it, had a 98, 97, 94 FCs. So a little bit better accuracy, and about, what, 400,000 better score. Dawnwing, the 4th for Singapore on that previously, had the lowest score by 500k. That's basically the difference between the two teams. Argentina with better AC and their 4th player with 745k versus 482k. So those will be the things we'll be considering here, whether the teams decide to keep in the same rosters as they had earlier. For Singapore, it was Megamic, Artisan, Lowslight, and Dawnwing. For Argentina, it was Pain, Penguo, Remy, and Streamkey. So we'll see what they end up doing this time around. Does look like Singapore is going to change things up a little bit here. They're going to bring in Kitty as their 4th. They are going to keep Megamic. They're going to keep Artisan. They're going to keep Lowslight. Argentina going to keep Pain, Penguo, Remy, and they're going to switch in Nika for Streamkey, and I believe that's going to get things all set. That's going to be getting us started. Those are the rosters for map number 1 here, and it is Singapore, it is Argentina, it is the losers bracket round 3, first match of our potential matchups for this weekend to see who advances onward to the next round of play, to the next week, to the next map pool. On On paper, you know, this is one where I think Argentina is advantaged on some of the more raw mechanics-based maps, but Singapore is advantaged on some of the more gimmicky type of picks. So I think this should be a very exciting one to watch as we see what kind of pick and ban strategies. Well, ban strategies already came into play, but see what kind of pick strategies come in as well. Already, Argentina going to be doing not as well as they did earlier. Remy and Nika both breaking in the intro, so they can have 2 FCs at most. Some players down some very poor accuracy in that intro. This is a map where you don't expect great accuracy from most of the players, though. It is not the sort of thing that happens. You know, 97, 98 is about as good as we're going to see in all likelihood. You want to hold on as long as you can to the ACK in the sections where it's easier to do so, but you get into those longer burst streams, and it just gets very tricky to maintain high accuracy. So what Payne's doing here with the SS through the first almost 300 combo is very impressive stuff. Singapore does have the early lead, though. Those breaks from Remy and Nika right at the beginning, contributing factor to that. And there goes the break from Payne. He had the FC, but no longer. Kitty will drop immediately thereafter, but I believe that is a little bit more damaging to Argentina than it is to Singapore, who do still hold on to that lead. And Kitty did not, in fact, break, so that is going to help Singapore a lot. Payne with the S rank still, so it was just a slider break, but meanwhile, Singapore is still on the 4-way full combo grind. We'll see how long they can hang on to that. They will be able to maintain a solid lead the longer these FCs go. As you can see, already going to be about 100,000 points into the good for Singapore side as we go into the second chorus here. It's going to be all about maintaining these combos for the 4 players from Singapore. As long as they do that, they'll feel really confident here. About halfway through the map. Still no breaks since the very beginning, other than that slider break from Payne. Nobody has missed a note in a very long time. This is where things are going to get very tricky. You got to maintain your stamina and your composure as you get into the last quarter of this map. Okay, we get a little bit of a break here. 180,000 point lead for Singapore. Strong combos on their side and better accuracy than earlier today as well. They still have the last Ki to contend with, but this is looking like a strong early performance here. It is a late break from Kitty. Will that be enough to give Argentina a chance to bring it back? There's a lot of score tied up in the last portion of this map that may prove to be impactful to the outcome if Argentina can hold all 4 of their combos that are still alive. It's a big combo for Payne. Oh, and Mega Mick breaks as well. This one is going to actually be coming back in the very last moments, I believe. Oh, they're going to low slide it. Ties it as well. Singapore just threw this away. Argentina is going to take it. Singapore just completely collapsed. And that is going to be Argentina just snatching victory from the claws of defeat on the first pick of the map. It's going to look bad. You know, it ends up looking like a 200 or almost a 200,000 point victory for Argentina. But that was, as you could see, about as close as it gets. Singapore just not having a good time in that last about 150 combo with all of the players that had those combos other than Mega Mick breaking. And that gives Argentina the first point, and that feels bad for Singapore because that would have been a great way to get an early break point started. But it just did not happen, and now it is their pick down 1-0 instead of up 1-0. You hate to see it. That is the sort of thing that can happen. And it's going to be hidden 2 as the first pick. I don't think that's a surprise at all. Boozehound, another diff. This is our AR8 hidden for this map pool. 2 minutes 34 seconds, 2.34 stars. 2 minutes 34 seconds, 5.27 stars. Mapped by Loose End. This is a new map of this song. This was not, I believe, played by Singapore earlier today. They did not get the opportunity to show us how they can do on it. As I believe it was banned against them by Italy. And as we discussed, of course, this was the 1 point that Argentina dropped against Czech Republic. Only able to accumulate 2.2 million points as their score. And this is a type of map that I think does favor Singapore, with it being, you know, the low AR hidden, that they are a country that is pretty well known for this type of map. So I think this will be a good way to get things started on their own pick. You know, if they can win something that's a little bit one-sided and get some confidence up, that'll be really good for them after the way they dropped that first map. Argentina, of course, I don't think they're going to come into this expecting to win this pick. I think this is going to be one that they're going to kind of go out and do their best, but they're probably not expecting much more than maybe 2.5, 2.7 million at the best. Singapore, they're going to be looking at probably somewhere 3 to 3.5 million. as the score that they're going to hope to hit minimum. So I think this is a very solid first pick here for Singapore. It's going to be Megamick, Kitty, Artisan, and Moosepie, Panguo, Kata, Julian Kala, and Naika, which is going to be one different player. They have Kata coming in place of Pain. Panguo, Julian Kala, Naika, we're all in on this before against the Czech Republic in yesterday's match. So we'll see how this goes for the Argentina side as Kitty finds an early break for Singapore. Not what you want to see, especially as Argentina had all 4 FCs. Now they don't. Kata and Julian Kala both going to drop. Megamick, Artisan, and Moosepie holding on just fine, so they will be able to take this lead back here in a matter of moments. Singapore, despite the early stumble, probably going to feel okay about this map regardless, just that early break from Kitty. And is that a DC from Julian Kala? I don't know what's going on anymore. The break from Naika, the early break from Kata. Julian Kala is MIA. Frantically trying to watch chat and Discord here to see if they say anything, but nobody said a word, so I'm gonna hope that that's just our tournament client here. So try to keep in mind, the potential score that he could have, because I'm not sure the status. I don't know. We saw a couple breaks from Singapore. Looks like Moosepie did break. Megamick and Artisan still holding the FCs, as is Panguo for Argentina. Kata and Naika having a little bit of trouble, and Julian Kala not sure what's going on with him. We're gonna let this play out because I don't actually know what's currently happening. So this is just kind of. This is going to play out, pretty much no matter what. It's going to appear that Singapore wins this point. And we're going to sort it out when we can, after the map is over. And, okay, Julian Kala was just fine. He actually played the entire map. Tournament client is just bad. But it was a 1 million point victory for Singapore. Julian Kala ended up with a 409k score, but we did get the double FC from Artisan and Megamick. And pretty good score from Kitty at 838k. Moosepie not having the greatest time, but good enough for Singapore to win that one handily. Panguo did show up with the FC for Argentina, but the others pretty far behind, 567k, their next best score from Kata. Panic our client here a few times. Whoa, my client just closed itself. Oh, okay. All right, that's special. I don't know how that just happened, but okay. We're gonna reload the client here, and we're gonna get into DT number 3, the next pick here from Argentina. Listen to Don't Just Stand, Go Berserk. I really don't actually know what just happened. Very good tournament client, as always. Well, we're back, so no big deal. All good, all good, all good. So, this is good. TC number 2, or number 3, excuse me. Gate of Steiner, the Chomu P, very short, streamy DT pick. Just 1 minute 33 seconds, 210 BPM. And I don't know if we don't have 2 players in the lobby or if it is the tournament client not showing them. But I hope it's the former rather than the latter. Nope, the GLHF's coming out, so. My client has chosen to not display the last 2 players. I don't know if we'll get to see them at all, to be honest. I don't know if those clients will reload the players within 1.5 minutes. So we'll we'll do our best, I guess. But tournament client gone to tournament client. Megamic Kitty, Artisan, Low Slight against Penguo Kata. And I'm going to guess maybe Pain and either Stream Key or Nika, but I don't know which. We're just gonna kind of try to refresh these clients as we are able to and hope that their players load, but I don't have much hope for it actually happening during the map. So we're just gonna see what happens. I mean, if Singapore four-ways or something, it doesn't really matter. And they are currently four-waying at the just under halfway juncture of the map. Kata down to 89%, not having the greatest of time. But this map has plenty of those streams. It's pretty difficult and relatively, these relatively long streams stay tough. Oh, that's a double slider break. Megamic and Kitty. Oh, nope, just Kitty, excuse me. Megamic was a Bancho client break, so we'll see here. It's gonna be a decent score for Singapore, but that's a break from Artisan at a poor time. Penguo and Kata both still FCing. That's gonna be pretty important here for Argentina. Artisan did not, in fact, break. It is still a triple FC for Singapore. Maybe there. That might have been a break. That looked like a miss aim more than a client break. Kata with a miss, maybe. I just never know what's a break and what's not anymore. Okay, Pain is here, and somebody else maybe is as well. Let's find out. It's Nika, so the guess was correct. And the map is, in fact, already over. So as expected, we did not get the players back in time, and it was a victory for Argentina. I don't know how. Oh, it was 19,000 points. That's how. It was 19,000 points. No wonder I was confused by them winning that, because it was really, really close. Holy cow. Penguo with the FC for Argentina, Low Slight and almost Megamic. Maybe Megamic? I'm not sure if those are just slider ends. I think they're mostly just slider ends with the FCs for Singapore, but Itty with 599k versus Nika with 615k. So even though the two top scores were higher for Singapore, unable to win that one. So that is 2-1 for Argentina's side. It is not a breakpoint match. There has not been a breakpoint yet. The first 3 points were won by the team that picked them. Maybe we'll get a nice consistent match. And this one will go the distance. I'd like to see a tiebreaker this week. That'd be cool. And it is going to be Freemod 2, the next pick here for Singapore, as their second selection of this match. That is Wisp X's Hibiscus, the deceptively quiet and subtle CS5 AR8 free mod this week. 5.16 stars with Nomad or Hidden, 6.07 stars with Hard Rock. Teams requiring at least one AR8 Hidden and one CS 6.5 Hard Rock. Singapore did play and, of course, win this earlier on today against Italy. 2.9 million. Moose Pie and Kitty on Nomad, Low Slight on Hard Rock, and Artisan on Hidden. Argentina, for their part, did not play this map, so we don't have any idea of how they're going to perform on it based on previous results. But this is another one that I think does favor Singapore. I think this is kind of the sort of thing that their skill set favors. So we're going to be looking at them looking to move into a 2-2 tie when we go to the next Argentina pick, which will almost certainly be Sanagi. But first, we do have Hibiscus, and looks like we're probably going to see the same rosters here, or the same roster at least. Moose Pie, Kitty, Artisan, Low Slight for Singapore. Argentina, Penguo, Kata, Julian Kala, and Rimi. Have not seen Amamiya. We have not seen Stream. Have we seen Stream Key? Saw Stream Key for the warm-ups. I don't actually know what he plays, so if there's a skill set he's on the roster for that just hasn't been picked yet, that could well be the case. But we're gonna get underway here. It's gonna be again Moose Pie, Kitty, Nomad, Artisan, Hidden, and Low Slight Hard Rock for Singapore. So same mods as they ran previously. And for their part, Argentina running Penguo Nomad, Julian Kala Nomad, Kata Hidden, and Remy Hard Rock. And like I said, this is one of those kind of deceptive maps. It looks, I think, a little easier than it is. These patterns are kind of movement mapping-esque, Errol having moved a little bit in that direction. You get the early breaks for Singapore. No, excuse me, we do not. We get the early act drops from Singapore. We get the early break from Remy on Argentina. Matched shortly thereafter by Low Slight, so the Hard Rock players both dropping their FCs relatively early on. We also saw a break at the very beginning from Julian Kala. A small lead for Singapore, but very early on in the map. This one, you know, a little over 3 minutes, so it's got plenty of time for things to go any which way. This is going to be, I think, a little bit of a battle of like one of the Nomads and a Hidden player usually, because this map is pretty tricky with Hidden. The way the angles are mapped, reading them not the easiest. Low Slight? Low Slight. Bro, you can't miss there. I need you to know you can't miss there. Like, it is incredibly important that you understand that you literally cannot miss there. It is still a triple FC for Singapore, but that is the lead now going in favor of Argentina. Still half of the map to go, but Argentina with the advantage. Triple FC from Singapore, but Low Slight pretty far behind now. Meanwhile, Remy and Julian Kala, the two who have broken, falling pretty far back. Or pretty far ahead, excuse me, of Low Slight, who's falling pretty far back of them. We get into the little more intense section here in the last third. It's going to take a break or two from Argentina for Singapore to have a chance in this one on what I thought was a map that really favored them, but Argentina looking very strong. Their tournament client is doing all kinds of shenanigans tonight. It just does not feel like functioning properly. Still not another break from anyone anywhere. Just that really unfortunate ill-timed miss from Lost Light. And there's a break from Remy. That could make things a little more interesting, especially if anyone else from Argentina breaks. Lost Light has recovered his combo. Oh, but no! Moose Pie and Kitty just both broke at the same time. Oh, that is so tragic for Singapore. This is going to go to Argentina. It's going to be a break point. You hate to see that for Singapore, but Penguo and Kata with the double FC, the Nomad and the Hidden FC. What did I say, man? It's a Nomad Hidden, one of the Nomad players and the Hidden player coming, showing up as the most important, and that is a break point for Argentina. That is the 3-1 lead. Oh man, Singapore just got, I don't know what just happened. That's so unlike them to break in places like that. But Argentina, man, I did not expect a double FC from them on that pick. Very strong stuff. And they do get a break point. They get a 3-1 lead, and now I think they just pick DT1. Like, I'm pretty sure they just pick DT1 and win it. Also, Artisan, the Hidden FC, so it's literally, like, the Hard Rock player just doesn't matter. 573k, 574k, like, they're literally 1,000 points apart. It's just who does well of the Hidden and the Nomads, because apparently Hard Rock's just going to be dead even. So now the next pick, it's going to be the third pick here for Argentina, and this is going to be a big one because they can go up 4-1 if they win this. And like I said, I really think this is just Sanagi. I mean, they picked 2 DTs and they won both of them. Like, don't you just pick Sanagi here? I don't know. Not Sanagi. You ever just like home alone and you think you hear somebody and then you like take off your headphones because you're not sure? Because that's me right now. Currently not sure, but I think I just heard something. All right, anyway. That was a little bit monk ass. Yeah, that was actually really funny. You had Julian Kala 653k, Moose Pie 652k, Remy 573k, Low Slight 574k. So it literally just came down to Kata, Penguo, Artiza, and Kitty. Pretty funny stuff there. All right, well, Argentina going into the Nomad pool. Third pick is going to be Fastest Crash, Nomad 3. This is a very consistency-based Nomad pick. 210 BPM, making it one of the highest BPM maps outside of the DT pool, tied with Hidden 3 Mushoku Psychedelism. But it has a lot of different kind of skill sets involved. It has some aim, has some streams, it has some slider aim, kind of tech stuff. This will be interesting. We're gonna get into this. I mean, Megamic, Kitty, Dawnwing, and Loselight taking on Penguo, Kata, Pain, and Remy. Argentina won this one against Czech Republic, put up a score of 2.4 million. Not incredible, but not bad either. So I think probably, what, 2.5, maybe 2.7 million, not even higher, probably going to be the target for this go-round now that they are playing it for the second time in a match setting. Gotta anticipate improvements in those scores. You often see them. Penguo will be the first to break for Argentina. Very early goings, first 300 combo of a 4-minute long map, so absolutely not the end of the world there. It's gonna give Singapore a small early lead, but it's not really like it's a big deal. It's gonna be a break from Dawnwing, but a matching break from Remy from Argentina to offset it. So Singapore will retain their lead. Just kidding. Kitty is gonna break as well. Loselight and Megamic taking on now Kata and Pain, but it is combo advantage to Argentina with Penguo back up at almost 400 combo. So he's gonna come down and make its way on back over to the Argentina side, who are just looking a little more consistent tonight. This roster performing better in this tournament than I honestly expected it to. Gotta give them respect for the way they've been playing thus far. Another break from Remy. Gonna mean that Singapore can hold on to the lead a bit longer. But as long as Kata and Pain hold their FCs, Penguo holds his combo, Argentina not gonna feel too bad. We'll see what happens on the Singapore side as well, with Megamic and Loselight holding the FCs, and Dawnwing and Kitty now reestablishing pretty strong combos of their own. Those two basically holding off Penguo as a unit, with Remy a bit behind. Gonna stay very close though. This score might flicker over here. I believe Argentina does have a bit of combo advantage. Not anymore. It's gonna be a break from Penguo. So he's gonna stay on the side of Singapore, at least for now. About halfway through into a very small break here in the middle. We'll get to see the scores and just how close they are. 30,000 points, all that separate the two teams halfway through the map. Kitty with 99.7% accuracy, the highest in the lobby. Pain, Penguo doing very well for themselves, as well as Loselight. Back once more onto the breach we go. Combo is so important at this point, from that halfway to the last quarter into the ending. There's just a lot of score tied up here. Relatively note dense. This combo is getting bigger and bigger. The nerves starting to kick in maybe a little bit now as you're up at 1,400 combo for these FCs. Out of Pain holding the FCs against Loselight and Megamic, but Dawnwing and Kitty with the higher combos compared to Penguo and Remy, making the difference here for Singapore, giving them a 100,000 point lead. It's a bit of time left. There is time for a comeback from Argentina if something tragic were to happen to Singapore, but this lead seemingly pretty comfortable now. It's about 200,000 points, continuing to grow with those combo leads in this late stage. Still about 200,000 points left on the board, though, for those players with the FCs. But there's not one yet. And Singapore looking pretty strong. 2 FCs still, 2,000 plus combos. Will we see 4 FCs on this map? Or will we get any chokes in this ending game section here? Remy's going to find a break for Argentina. I think that's going to seal the deal in favor of Singapore as they all make it through the slider stream as well. This is a really remarkable performance across the board, to be honest. The double FC from Singapore, 3.3 million score, a really strong showing as Megamic and Lowslight both FC. Kitty with just the early break at the exact, almost the same section there within 60 combo of Dawnwing. Argentina with not a bad score by any means, 3.3, just under 3.1 million. They did improve on their score by about 600,000 points, but Singapore was just too strong on that one with the double FC, tying the double FC and the backing combo proving a bit stronger. Pain actually ending up with the highest score, despite having more 100s than Lowslight. That is interesting. He had 2 more 100s, but he had a higher score. Welcome to Osu, score version 2. Would you say that's maybe the easiest map in the pool? Might be the easiest map in the pool. It seems like everybody's been performing on it incredibly well. It's relatively straightforward, I guess. You know, as far as tech goes, not a very hard tech pick. You know, in the kind of Neil Perry vein, it's classic RLC style with focus on myriad skill sets present in the map. So that's going to be the break point back for Singapore. Their pick again. And for their own third pick, they're going to go to Sky Delta Grenade. So this is interesting because both teams banned this earlier. Argentina banned it yesterday against Czech Republic. Singapore banned it earlier today against Italy. I'm going to be very curious to find out why they banned it, because I don't know what to expect out of this. It feels like not often you see a team picking a map that they had banned previously in the same week. You know, normally, you know, you ban a map in your first match, your second match, you know, unless the other team just has proven that they're incredibly weak on it, you're probably not going to pick it if you don't ban it again. I'm very curious to find out how this one is going to go. I think, you know, it's kind of the Hard Rock consistency pick, right? 4 minutes long, we're going back-to-back 4-minute maps. Maybe Singapore just feels like their consistency is better than Argentina's. They won fastest crash by virtue of a couple of breaks here and there from 2 players, so it was not like a super one-sided thing. I mean, I know the margin of victory was about 300,000 points, but you know, if Penguo doesn't break, all of a sudden it's a triple FC for Argentina, and that could be a win for Argentina rather than a loss. So we'll see what happens here on Grenade. It's going to be Megamic, Kitty, RT0, and Lowslight against Julian Kala, Kata, Pain, and Remy, with Julian Kala missing the entire intro stream. Are his keybinds right? Or what? That was really weird. He just missed everything in the intro. He was down at 78% accuracy. I'm surprised he's not like calling for a restart and aborting a restart. That was really super weird. What is going on? Everybody is shitting the bed. But everybody's actually dying. This is a fiesta in this intro. Megamic has missed, RT0 has missed, Lowslight has missed, Julian Kala has missed multiple times, so has Kata and Pain. It is Remy and Kitty, the only FCs in the first 300 combo. What is going on currently? Like, I actually don't know what is occurring. Why can nobody, like, is this harder than it looks? Somebody please explain to me if this is just harder than it looks or what, because I don't get why everybody is actually running it down. I guess it's just difficult. I legitimately haven't seen this played, and I haven't played this map in a really long time myself either. It hasn't been picked in any of the matches we've had on stream so far. But a bit of a lead here for Singapore, 60,000 points or so. Roughly just past a quarter of the way through. Players continuing to struggle as Julian Kala finds another break, as do Kata, Lowslight, and Megamic, and Remy. So almost a full combo reset for Argentina, just Pain holding on. Meanwhile, Kitty still on the FC at RT0 at about 500 combo, performing very, very well for Singapore so far in this map. Kitty does find the break, so it is just basically RT0 versus Pain now. 90% hack for RT0, 92% for Pain, who does break, as well as Julian Kala, as well as Kitty. Should I just stop talking about breaks, because that's all that's occurring is people are missing. 100,000 lead for Singapore at about the halfway point. Largest combo is about even between Kata and Lowslight, just over around 320, 330 or so. It is still Lowslight matching Kata halfway through. Get a break. Julian Kala saying sorry. I don't know there's much to be sorry for. I mean, it's only 120,000 points. This one is still very even. 420 combo on Lowslight, 423 on Kata, 330 on Remy, and about 360 on Megamix, so pretty even for a lot of players. We got a couple matching combos that are going to be very important to watch out for the rest of the map. How long can those combos stay intact, because that's going to determine who wins this one. It's Remy and Kata, it's Lowslight and Megamic. More tricky sliders. It's going to be Megamic the first to break out of those big combos, but Pain and Remy both break for Argentina, so that's going to be matched. Lowslight and Kata are the ones that matter. Julian Kala missing an entire stream once again. He's having a lot of trouble. 86% accuracy. Those space streams are very hard. Oh, that's a big combo reset from Singapore. Kata's still alive with 800 combo. He can bring this one back on his own. What a remarkable play he's got going here. He's going to make it up almost to 900 combo now. It's 100,000 points the lead for Singapore, and that's going to drop. Kata is still holding on. He's going to be able to single-handedly carry this one for Argentina, especially with Pain and Remy now backing him up. Unless those three all break basically right now, Argentina comes back in this one. This is astounding stuff here from Argentina. 3 big combos in the ending, and the score is going to flicker on over. They're going to win this one unless they just die, and they didn't. They all keep their combo. Remy finally does break, but Kata and Pain have done more than enough to bring this one back to the side of Argentina. Kata does at long last break. I think he did enough here. Boy, though, there's a bit of combo for Singapore. This might actually have a chance at coming back over. Oh, Pain breaks his combo. If there's actually time for Singapore, it's a 300 combo for Megamic and Lowslight. Is it going to be enough? 400 for Kitty. Can he do it at the last second? No, not quite, I don't think. 11,000 points for Argentina. What did we just watch? Oh my God. 11,000 points, Argentina victorious on that pick. What the hell? And that's with Julian Kala scoring 154k. That is like a backpack moment. Kata with the 548k, just putting Argentina on his back and winning the point. Boy, Singapore was so close in those last seconds to making the comeback from the comeback happen. Argentina's just held on long enough. I mean, literally maybe 10 seconds more of one of those Singapore players holding their combo, not even that much, and they could have been victorious on that one. But man, Argentina just doing enough. Remy with one miss, but like a lot of slider breaks. But man, that was an interesting one with a capital int. And now it is 4-2 Argentina, back-to-back break points. Actually, 3 break points in a row. And now comes the time for Sanagi. This is DT number 1, 2 minutes 52 seconds, the longest of the DTs, 240 BPM, the Delis map. This was an expected pick from Argentina. It was going to happen eventually. They did pick this against the Czech Republic, and they won it. 2.8 million points there. And this one's really all about the squares, because if you miss anywhere else, that's not great. Like, get to the squares and hope you hit the squares. And if you do that, you're good. And if you don't do that, you're not good. Based on the improvements we've been seeing on maps so far today, looking maybe 3.1, 3.2 million points the target here for these guys. I do, of course, need to remind everyone, we have seen 2 DTs so far in this match. We saw Darkish as the first pick from Argentina. They won it by 184k. And then we saw Gate of Steiner as their second pick. They won that by 19k. So despite the fact that Argentina is a little bit stronger on these DT picks, Singapore has looked good, and they've made them both very, very close. So this is still going to be quite an interesting pick, I think, as like, our client just does stuff. The client just did stuff. That was weird. It's gonna be Megamic, Artisan, X Imperia coming in for the first time for Singapore, and Low Slight. Penguo, Streamkey, Pain, and Nika for Argentina. And wow, DT client. Okay, so you do get Nika in on replacing Remy, who played in this earlier, who did bottom score it for their team by a pretty hefty margin. So not a surprise to see that substitution made. But we literally don't get to see anything in this because it's DT in the fucking tournament client. Somebody please, like, clip this and show it to Peppy, because this quite literally only happens on DT. Looks like we maybe have several FCs going. Penguo, Pain FCing, Nika just a bit behind. Yeah, if you use the laser client, it'll probably be fine. Too bad that the laser client is just like the biggest pain in the ass, unintuitive piece of shit to try to install. All right, well, the slideshow that is currently the OSU tournament client will conclude in a couple minutes time. And what's interesting is this map actually worked fine earlier today. So I don't know what changed between then and now. But this one should be pretty Argentina favored, I think. Looks like. I wonder if this happens. Oh, it's the squares. Artisan hits the squares. Hey, no, Nika and Artisan hit the squares, and nobody else hit the squares. Good job. So it's a big lead for Argentina. I think this one's pretty secured for them. It's going to be a 5-2 lead as they look to close this one out sometime soon, probably. I don't really think there's anything Singapore can do at this point. Nika does break. Wait, Artisan's got a lot of score left to build up here, but there's just not any combo for anyone else on his team. Even if he FCs, it's just not going to be enough because there's not backing score. Yeah, and that is going to be a point for Argentina here. You hate to see it for Artisan coming out with the FC, and it just doesn't matter. And now things get interesting. It is 5-2. Argentina victorious on 3 DT picks. That was the first pick won by the team selecting it in quite some time, but Singapore now on the brink of elimination. 5-2 score in favor of Argentina. Singapore does have the next pick, though. You still have a chance. Anything is possible. They came back from the 2-0 deficit to win 6 maps in a row earlier. No reason they can't win 4 maps in a row now. None that I can think of, anyway. It is an uphill battle at the best, though. And it is a hard fight at the worst. And it's No Mod 6. Kind of thought this might come eventually. Amnoliz, Cubs Shattered Memory Extra. The shortest Nomad, minute 57 seconds long. The rest of the Nomads at least 3 minutes, 20 seconds. So, nice length discrepancy there. This pool is... Drev, if you're still watching, this pool is too long. And I think this is a map that favors Singapore. I think they should at least be able to get one more point in. But Argentina has proven me wrong a couple times on that sort of thing so far tonight. So, it could happen once again. Clock strikes 2 a.m. UTC. 10 a.m. local time for Singapore. I believe 11 p.m. Wait. I believe 11 p.m. local time, Argentina. Great times for both these teams to be playing at. This could be it for this match. Singapore can't win this one. We're gonna get underway here. It's gonna be Moose Pie, Artisan, Kitty, Megamic against Kata, Penguo, Rimi, and Nika. We did not see this map played, I don't think, for either of these teams in their previous matches on this pool, so this will be something new. Haven't really seen this played a whole lot in general, I don't think, other than Brazil beating Germany by like 1.6 million on it. I think that was about it. I believe Norway won it against Belgium as well. That was the first map we joined in on their match on stream. But this is, I think, the sort of thing that Singapore should do pretty well on. So we'll see here. If you see the early break from Rimi on the Argentina side. Ack, as usual, somewhat at a premium at the intro here. Combo gaming is important. Artisan, Kata, Nika all breaking. It is Penguo with the FC for Argentina. Moose Pie and Megumik with the FCs for Singapore as Kitty finds a break as well. That is still combo advantage in favor of Singapore. Not anymore, Megumik with the break. But Penguo as well, in fact. So it's Rimi with the biggest combo for Argentina and Moose Pie no longer FCing for Singapore. Boy, a lot of breaks all over the place. These teams not looking as comfortable on this map as I expected from either of them. And the lead's still in favor of Argentina somehow. A lot of breaks all over the place. This is a little bit of a clown fiesta here. Kind of running it. 370 combo for Rimi is doing work for Argentina, though. They do still have this lead by about 36,000 points. Some more client lag. Bancho is just having a party tonight. Rimi does break, it looks like. It's gonna give the lead back over to Singapore. Artisan breaks, but Megamix still has a combo. Not enough to bring the lead back, though, by himself. He needs some help here from Kitty and Moose Pie. Rimi breaking once again. It's flickering. Boy, Singapore just needs to hold so badly, and it's just not happening. Megamic breaks as well as Moose Pie. Kitty holding onto the combo as best he can, but Argentina they were the first ones to take the lead, and they're just getting to hold on to it. Penguo, Okada, and Nika all with combo. This is going to be it. Argentina's going to win this one. It's all but over now. Just the last moments here. And that is going to be it in what I feel is a bit of a surprising turn of events. Argentina with a very quick 6-2 victory over Singapore. I mean, they just... Yes, they played well on their maps, but I am very surprised that that was our outcome and that it's already over. I did not see that coming, personally. GG, well played to Argentina, absolutely. Looking very strong in those DT picks, but man, all of the close maps just went their way, didn't they? Singapore with a little bit of an underperformance, I think, compared to what we came to expect from them in their earlier match against Italy. But Argentina showed up and played as well as they needed to win. And, you know, those several break points in a row and then winning here. Tell a lie, Argentina had played this previously. They scored 2 million points against Czech Republic. So both teams dropping their scores by a fair margin, I think, from what they would have expected this time around. But Argentina does it. They're your victors, and they are the first team to advance onward into the losers bracket round 4. And by chance, they actually already have an opponent as well. They will be facing off against Sweden, who were the losers earlier today, 6-0 in a brutal sweep to Hong Kong. That'll be our first setup matchup for their losers bracket round 4 next week. All the remaining matches to be determined. Hong Kong versus China is set. Sweden versus Argentina is set. And then they'll all go on from there. And that is going to do it for this particular stream. We will be back in about 2.5 hours for a very late nightcap of a match between the United States and South Korea. That's going to be our third quarterfinal. And I think it's sure to be a banger, so make sure to stick around. Set your alarms, get your coffee, whatever you need to do. Take a little nap between now and then. However you get to 12:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 4:30 UTC, 1:30 p.m. in Japan and South Korea, whatever time zone you might happen to be in. Whatever it takes to get you to that time, get there, because we're going to be back then for the last match of tonight, before we have 4 matches just back to back tomorrow. Congratulations, Argentina. Thank you for playing to Singapore. Eliminated from 4WC 2020. We'll be seeing them, I'm sure, next year. Always a fun roster to watch. But Argentina moves on, 6-2. Well done to them. And we will see you guys in a couple hours' time for our next quarterfinal match.